What if I told you that one tablet on this list can replace your laptop, your drawing pad, and your entertainment center, all while lasting 15 hours on a single charge? Samsung's tablet lineup is absolutely insane, and today we're breaking down the top 5 models that are crushing the competition. Whether you're a digital artist who needs precision, a student cramming for finals, or someone who just wants the ultimate Netflix machine. And here's the kicker. The number one pick might not be what you think it is. In fact, it's not the most expensive one on this list. I've also dropped updated links with the best pricing in the description below. So let's kick things off with number 5, the Samsung Galaxy Tab A9 Plus. And honestly, this thing completely changed my mind about budget tablets. I mean, we're talking about an 11-inch LCD display with a 90 Hz refresh rate for under $250. That's insane. Most budget tablets are stuck with choppy 60 Hz screens that make scrolling feel like you're watching a slideshow. But the A9 Plus actually feels smooth and responsive. The Snapdragon 695 processor inside isn't going to break any speed records, but for everyday stuff like browsing Reddit, watching YouTube, or even some light gaming, it handles everything without breaking a sweat. Plus, you can choose between 4 GB or 8 GB of RAM depending on your budget. And trust me, if you're planning to keep more than a few apps open, go for the 8 GB version. What really surprised me about this tablet is how premium it feels for the price. The build quality is genuinely solid. None of that flimsy plastic nonsense you usually get with budget devices. Those Dolby Atmos stereo speakers actually sound pretty decent too, which makes binge-watching Netflix way more enjoyable than I expected. And here's something cool. You can actually get this thing with 5G connectivity, which is pretty rare in the budget category. The Android 14 experience with Samsung's One UI is clean and snappy, though don't expect any fancy S Pen support or premium accessories. The 64 GB or 128 GB storage options are decent, and thankfully there's a micro SD slot if you need more space for all those downloaded shows. Now let's talk money. The Wi-Fi version starts at just $219, and the 5G model bumps up to around $269 depending on where you shop. For that price, you're getting way more tablet than you have any right to expect. If you just need something reliable for casual use, media consumption, or maybe as a secondary device, the Galaxy Tab A9 Plus is honestly a no-brainer. It's not trying to be everything to everyone, but what it does really well without emptying your wallet. Moving up to number 4, the Galaxy Tab S9 FE. And this is where things get really interesting because Samsung basically took all the features people actually want from their flagship tablets and crammed them into a much more reasonable price point. That 10.9-inch LCD display with 120 Hz refresh rate looks fantastic. Colors are vibrant, text is crisp, and that higher refresh rate makes everything feel so much more responsive than standard 60 Hz panels. The Exynos 1380 chip isn't the absolute fastest processor out there, but it's more than capable of handling multitasking, productivity apps, and even some creative work without major slowdowns. Whether you're taking notes in class, editing documents for work, or just doom scrolling through social media, this thing keeps up beautifully. But here's where the S9 FE really shines. It comes with an S Pen right in the box, which is huge because that stylus normally costs like $50 separately. The writing experience is smooth and natural, perfect for digital note-taking, sketching, or marking up PDFs. You're getting up to 8 GB of RAM and 256 GB of storage, plus a micro SD slot for expansion, which is becoming pretty rare these days. The build quality feels premium with that aluminum frame. And get this, it's got IP68 water and dust resistance, which is the same level of protection you find on high-end smartphones. Battery life is solid too, easily lasting 12 hours of mixed use, so you can actually get through a full day of work or school without hunting for a charger. The Galaxy Tab S9 FE starts at around $449, and honestly, that's such a sweet spot for what you're getting. You're basically getting 80% of the flagship experience for about half the price, S Pen included. If you want a tablet that can handle both productivity and entertainment without breaking the bank, but still want that premium Samsung experience, the S9 FE is probably the smartest buy on this entire list. It's not the fastest or the fanciest, but it hits that perfect balance of features, performance, and price that most people are actually looking for. At number 3, we're getting into the big leagues with number 3, the Galaxy Tab S8 Ultra. And this is honestly one of the best deals in tech right now if you don't mind buying last year's flagship. This thing has a massive 14.6-inch Super AMOLED display that's absolutely gorgeous. We're talking deep blacks, vibrant colors, and that buttery smooth 120Hz refresh rate that makes everything look incredible. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor might be a couple generations old now, but it's still plenty powerful for pretty much anything you want to do. Gaming, video editing, running multiple productivity apps at once. This chip handles it all without breaking a sweat, and honestly, unless you're doing some seriously intensive work, you probably won't notice the difference between this and the newer processors. What makes this tablet special is just how much screen real estate you get and how Samsung optimized everything for productivity. The included S Pen has ultra-low latency that makes drawing and writing feel natural. Plus, you get 12 GB of RAM standard with up to 512 GB of storage and microSD expansion. The build quality is absolutely premium. Solid aluminum construction that feels substantial but not heavy. And those quad speakers tuned by AKG sound amazing with Dolby Atmos support. The dual front cameras are actually useful too, with auto framing for video calls and decent image quality. Samsung's DeX mode essentially turns this into a laptop replacement when you need to get serious work done. And the large screen makes multitasking feel natural rather than cramped. Here's the best part. When this thing launched, it was over $1,100. But now you can grab the Galaxy Tab S8 Ultra for around $699, sometimes even less during sales events. That's a massive discount for what's still a flagship-level tablet experience. If you want a premium Android tablet but don't need the absolute latest and greatest, this is hands down the best bang for your buck. You're getting 95% of the current flagship experience for significantly less money, and honestly, most people won't even notice what they're missing. At number 2, the Galaxy Tab S9 Ultra is where Samsung really goes all out, and this thing is basically a laptop disguised as a tablet. That 14.6-inch dynamic AMOLED 2X display is just stunning. Colors pop like crazy, HDR content looks incredible, and the 120Hz refresh rate makes everything silky smooth. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy processor is a beast that's custom-tuned for Samsung's devices, which means better performance and efficiency than you'd get with the standard version. Whether you're editing 4K video, playing demanding games, or running a dozen apps at once, this thing doesn't even blink. The performance is honestly closer to what you'd expect from a laptop than a tablet, which is exactly what Samsung was going for. The build quality and features are absolutely top tier across the board. You get up to 16 GB of RAM and 1 TB of storage, which is honestly overkill for most people but future-proofs you for years. The S Pen charges magnetically on the back and has virtually zero latency, making it perfect for artists, designers, or anyone who prefers handwritten notes. That Armor aluminum build feels premium and durable, while the IP68 rating means you don't have to baby it. The quad speakers tuned by AKG with Dolby Atmos sound incredible for a tablet, and the massive battery easily lasts 14+ hours of mixed use. Samsung's DeX mode is really mature now too, giving you a genuine desktop-like experience when you need it. The Galaxy Tab S9 Ultra starts at $1,199, and with higher storage configurations, you're looking at up to $1,399. Yeah, it's expensive, but you're getting what you pay for. This is essentially a premium laptop in tablet form. If you're a creative professional, someone who travels a lot for work, or just want the absolute best Android tablet experience money can buy, the S9 Ultra delivers. It only barely misses the top spot because Samsung somehow managed to make the next generation even better, but this is still an incredible device that won't leave you wanting for anything. And finally, at number 1, we have the Samsung Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra, which is basically Samsung saying, "Hold my beer," and creating the most impressive Android tablet ever made. The 14.6-inch AMOLED 3X display takes everything great about the previous generation and cranks it up another notch. Better HDR support, improved outdoor brightness, and somehow even more accurate colors. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 for Galaxy processor is an absolute monster that delivers what I can only describe as desktop-class performance. AI processing is lightning fast, apps load instantly, and the efficiency improvements mean better battery life despite the increased power. Gaming performance is incredible, creative apps run like butter, and multitasking feels effortless even with dozens of apps running. Samsung refined pretty much every aspect of this tablet based on user feedback. The S Pen now supports even more pressure levels and has new AI features that can convert your handwriting to text in real time, which is honestly kind of magical. The cooling system is improved so it maintains peak performance even during intensive tasks, And the battery life is even better at 15 plus hours of mixed use. The 45-watt fast charging gets you back to 100% in under 90 minutes, which is clutch when you're always on the go. The camera system got AI upgrades too. Background blur for video calls, auto framing that follows you around, and overall better image quality. Even the speakers got an upgrade with louder, clearer sound that actually fills a room. The Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra starts at $1,299, with the maxed out version pushing closer to $1,500. So, yeah, it's definitely premium pricing, but this is genuinely the best overall Android tablet you can buy in 2025. It doesn't compromise on anything and sets the bar for what a modern tablet should be. If you're a power user, creative professional, or someone who wants their tablet to replace their laptop, this is the one to get. It's expensive, but it's also the kind of device that you'll be happy with for years to come because it doesn't cut any corners.